So I just got this opportunity to interview the great George Carlin, who passed away in 2008. He's always been a hero of mine, partly because of his fascination with language, or maybe because of the way he can just deconstruct some part of how people behave. Also his dedication to his craft. Really, it's just the way he seems so true to himself. As far as I know, this is the only posthumous interview George Carlin has ever given. Thank you so much for coming on. I've been struggling with my own voice in various projects right now, with my novel and with these videos that I'm working on. So I'd love to hear how you found your comedic voice. I know in the early days you appeared in Ed Sullivan's show and other places, but at some point you evolved into the comedian that I know you as. I wonder if you could talk about that evolution.
On those Ed Sullivan shows, I began to realize, not just there, everywhere, all these shows, I didn't fit. And here's what I was missing. I was missing who I was. I began with a dream of being Danny Kaye, which is a very mainstream dream. Disc jockey, comedian, actor, big success. Meanwhile, what I really was an outlaw and a rebel, because I had lived that kind of life. I got kicked out of 3 different schools. I got kicked out of the Air Force. I got kicked out of the choir. I got kicked out of the altar boys. I got kicked out of summer camp. I got kicked out of the Boy Scouts. And I quit school at 9th grade. I had great marks. I was a smart kid, but I didn't care. They weren't teaching what I want. I didn't give a shit. It's important in life if you don't give a shit. It can help you a lot. I was one who swam against the tide of what is expected and what the establishment wants from us. But I didn't know that about myself. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there like this, fuck those people. Fuck that shit. Look at this stupid shit. No, I don't want to be in the bunny number. Can I get out of the bunny number, please? I don't want to put on that fucking uniform. And I didn't know this dissonance was inside me. You see, in 1967, the summer of love, the peak of the hippie movement, I was 30. I was entertaining people in nightclubs who were 40, and they were at war with their kids who were 20. There was a generation war. I was in the middle of it. I was 30, 20, 40. And I said, what the fuck am I doing over here? These are the people that will at least understand me and give me a chance. So it took 2 years. I didn't go to the mountain and come back different. And I didn't do those people who just go away and they're back new suddenly. I took 2 years to change, and it happened on television. I went on there. My beard was growing and growing, getting longer. My clothes were changing. My attitudes, the things I was allowing out of me were changing. And I talked about my changes on the panel a lot.
I love this because I only know you as this comedian who seemed to know exactly who he was and what he wanted to say. So somehow it's heartening to hear about this trek of yours. I wonder if you have any advice for creative types who are still learning who they are.
Keep kicking them in the nuts.
What about any more particular suggestions?
Keep kicking them in the nuts.
So I know you were cremated with your ashes scattered, but there's something about a tombstone in that it gives you one last line. So I wonder if you have a last line in mind.
For my epitaph on a tombstone, I would like one of 2 things. Either he was just here a minute ago, or too hip for the room.
I am totally honored that you'd come out to speak with me.
With all the thoughtful questions and the work that you put into it, I appreciate all of that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Piss. Interesting development. Piss is now okay on television if you're pissed off, but not if you're pissed on. In other words, if you change the preposition, you get in trouble. It's all right for me to say to you, why are you pissed off at me? But you can't say, because you pissed on me. You can't say that. So it's just a preposition. The word's the same. Anytime there's inconsistency, anytime there's inconsistency that leads to hypocrisy, inconsistency is just a wonderful thing to catch, to say, wait a minute, I gotcha.